episode of the Deep Impact Podcast. I'm your host this evening, Two Finger Walker.
Why don't we start every podcast off with "I'm your host this evening"? It hasn't ever changed. I feel like it's just I'm your host. You don't need to say "I'm your host this evening." I feel like it just gets repetitive, and
it does. Well, I mean, I'm in such a groove there. I mean, like I have to say it. So, I mean, anyhow, I cut my finger and the Band-Aid kept falling off, so that's how I taped it together.
First off, I would like to have your wife come here and explain.
Nah, she's not allowed.
The paper cut that Bo received
Not allowed.
from a knife while trying to de-pit an avocado.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knife went right off the avocado pit and right into my finger. I just hit it.
According to Maddie, it was not much worse than a paper cut, and Bo said he felt lightheaded and felt like he was going to pass out.
My head kind of felt like my camera. It was pretty blurry. But anyhow, I am Bo Walker. I'm still feeling a tad bit under the weather, but I'm also joined by Mr. Jason Cephas and Cheesehead Mark Carson.
Yo, what up?
How are those Packers going to do tonight, Mark? They going to lose again?
I mean, it's preseason. I really don't care if they win or lose in preseason. I just care about the regular season.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to. I think I enjoy preseason football.
It is football.
Yeah, it's football. So I'm excited to watch and play. So
yeah, but
I think it'll be a good game.
Before we get into some football talk, which is pretty much going to be this entire episode, we're going to cover high school, we're going to cover college, we're going to cover the pros. What are we drinking?
I'm drinking a little bit of Teddy Peach and some Gold Peak peach tea.
Oh, you're mixing peach and peach.
Sir.
Oh, you got to go. See, if it was me, I'd go peach and sweet tea.
I was thinking that. I'm not a big fan of sweet tea really anymore.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy.
Favorite tea, I'm like 99% of the time on sweet tea all the way.
See, I go sweet tea, but if I'm going, what'd you say that was Gold Peak?
Yes.
If I have a choice between Gold Peak and Pure Leaf, I'm going Pure Leaf, extra sweet. Yeah.
I don't know how we've made it this far in our friendship if you drink Pure Leaf tea every day.
It's not every day. The extra sweet, though, it's like drinking sugar water. It's great.
You've hurt my heart.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You know what? I will take that back. Gold Peak does have an extra sweet. It's good, but it's not as good as Pure Leaf.
Literally 3 pounds of sugar and about 4 ounces of liquid. It's not great.
Correct. It's delicious.
Unsweet tea is your thing.
Anyhow, it's like your LaCroix. It's water with a hint of tea flavoring. So I'm still feeling a little under the weather, so I got me some ginger ale and Crown Apple, so to break up the cough. Jason, you got your jug of water, buddy.
Not tonight. It's all the way across the room, and I don't feel like going to grab it. So I'm going drinkless tonight.
Ooh, all right, okay.
We'll see how it works.
I felt left out on the hat realm, so had to go get a hat.
There it is. Knew that was coming.
What a loser.
Yep. All right, well, we are down one member for the first couple minutes of this episode. Mr. Piazza had to work over a little bit today, and he is joining us momentarily to talk all things football. So we live in Ohio, okay?
We do?
What? Yes.
When?
So we currently, yes, we live in Ohio. High school football is in full swing. We're heading into week 2 here. We all attended the great school of Buckeye Local.
I don't care how many people bash it. It's not a bad school.
Yeah, it's not. It was a great school. I thoroughly enjoyed my 5 years in high school. There it was. I was hoping someone would laugh at that. No, I only went 4 years, just so we're all clear. Anyhow, but no, so we're gonna talk a little high school football. We're gonna go up the ranks, high school, college, pros. All right. So this week, Buckeye plays Union Local. Do they stand a chance?
I mean, I think Buckeye Local, truthfully, stands a chance every week. I mean, upsets happen in every level of sports.
Okay.
But
can I
realistically,
can I put my 2 cents into your statement that you just made?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't see them play last week.
Yeah.
I did not see them play. However, it's a bunch of high school kids. They do have a pretty large freshman class, from my understanding.
Yes.
And they have a very small male population right now at the school anyway. So, their football team is.
I mean, there's only 300 and some kids in the high school.
Yeah, what's what I'm saying. I mean, they're definitely
small.
a small school. But with that being said, where I think that there's a chance every week, the short answer is no. They're not going to beat Union Local.
No.
Buckeye will not have a winless season. I think they'll struggle to win 3. I think they'll probably win 2.
I was gonna say I think it'll be either 2 or 3. The one game that I am looking forward to seeing them play, just because my alma mater, my former high school, Buckeye Local, is going up against my wife's former high school in Shadyside, week 3. In Shadyside, we are going.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Say, that wasn't a question. You are going.
Yes, sir.
You will meet me at the bar before the game.
No, we're gonna go to Mom Bubba's.
Well, we're gonna go to the bar, get some food and a couple drinks, go park at Mom Bubba's, and then walk up.
All right, fair enough.
So, but yeah,
I really don't think though. I call me crazy.
Okay,
Buckeye's not going to beat Shadyside. They're not.
No.
However, I don't think it's going to be as a dominant game as I think we're predicting.
I don't think so either.
Shadyside's roster, I don't say Shadyside's roster like I'm a high school football expert, but they did lose some pretty good people last year. So Shadyside's definitely not the team they were last year.
No, I think the Pigskin really had them going 5-5.
Yeah, I really think that Buckeyes really focused on their big game of the year, which is going to be Shadyside. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going to really drill in trying to beat Shadyside, figuring out how to beat Shadyside. Again, I don't think they'll come out on top. It'd be really cool to see it. But I do think it'll be closer than people think. I mean,
here's my thing. Buckeye won't stand a chance if they do what they did week 1 and run the same play over and over and over again.
They pulled the Ron Poblish playbook out.
Literally
right up the middle.
The entire game.
7, run it right up the middle.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. But Shadyside did lose they did lose their running back week 1 against Martins Ferry. He went out with a leg injury. I just texted my brother-in-law to see if we have any update on how he's doing or if he'll be back at all this season.
I like how you texted a high schooler for an update.
Well, yeah, because Ryan's on the sidelines. He does stats for the team.
I know.
He does stats for the football team. He's a photographer for him, everything. So
he can get us some sideline passes.
He might be able to get us on the sideline for the Buckeye game.
I'll stand on the sideline for the Buckeye game.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I don't think they will beat Shadyside. I do think it will be closer than everyone is thinking, especially if their running back is out. Their backup is a freshman. He is very fast, from what I've been told. But they did lose some very key players last year.
Well, I know, speaking for Buckeye, I know a few people that have kids on the team that are freshmen. Yeah. And for a few of those freshmen that made the varsity team and are starting, this is their first year playing football. They didn't play, they didn't play Pop Warner or whatever, young Buckeye as we call it back here, and they didn't play middle school.
They're very new.
Yeah, they're very, very new. So again, I think it's going to take, again, Buckeye won't go winless. Buckeye will pull out a couple wins, and they might even surprise you and get a third. But I really do think the realistic record for Buckeye this year, unfortunately, is 2-8.
I agree. I'm pushing 3-7. What'd you say, James?
But it's better than 0-10 3 years in a row.
Yeah, Buckeye, most people that listen to this, I'm sure know, if you don't, Buckeye went through a very long period of time where Buckeye did not win a game for almost 4 years. I think Buckeye will pull out a couple wins.
So I did get an update
for that game.
Yeah, I did get Ryan did text me. He said he probably won't play high school sports again.
Oh, really? It was that bad, huh?
Torn ACL, TCL, MCL, and a meniscus.
Dang.
Ow.
That's so bad because he was again, I don't want to say he was a promising young guy.
He went to States as a junior for wrestling.
That's what I mean. he was massive. He was a big dude.
Yeah, so that sucks. Two years in a row, Shadyside has had two of their best players taken out high school career-ending injuries. Last year was Reese Francis, their quarterback, got taken out against Buckeye with nerve damage. Said if he ever took the hit the wrong way, he could end up paralyzed. And now he's playing baseball at some college, D1 college in Michigan.
Is this a tell sign of like how Shadyside, like injuries happen? But I mean, I feel like when you have injuries, 2 seasons in a row where they did someone's career, I mean, is it a tackling issue? You're not teaching people to tackle right. I mean, you're gonna get ACL, MCL, whatever. Those are tough because that's probably just a hit on the knee.
So that happened? They were going to block the field goal, and he came in one direction, another guy came in the other direction, and they hit. Ryan actually just sent me another text. Literally, it says "now" on it, so that's how new it was. He said, "I was in the end zone when it happened. I got a glimpse of his leg. Foot was one way, leg was the other." So yeah, I mean, and then last year with the quarterback, the kid from Buckeye was just going to finish the tackle. Like the kid was on his way down, he went in to finish it, and he hit him kind of shoulder pad to the head, kind of like hit his shoulder pad and came up.
See, I don't think it's necessarily like teaching them to tackle. I just think it's part of playing high school sports. Like whenever you step out onto a field or a court, you run the risk of seriously injuring yourself. I mean, I just think it's part of sports. I mean, what do we hear in the pros all the time when, a top player gets injured, injuries happen. So, I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with tackling. I just think it's just really bad luck. I mean,
I agree and disagree to a point. I mean, I think that in pros, I think definitely a risk of the job is injury. I mean, everybody's going all out all the time. That's your job. That's what you do. But I think in high school, I mean, the whole point is to learn to get you to that point. And I think, again, this is nothing against Shadyside, but I think you've got to get there's a lot of injuries that have happened recently, not just with that school in particular, but a lot of schools where I think people, like when you watch people tackle, unfortunately, like Ryan Shazier, you're just putting your head down. I mean, they've I think we gotta get better and get back to the basics and stop getting so many injuries for these kids.
I agree with you to some point out. You made your argument. Mine, I think, is the opposite. I think high school and college players, they're giving it more of their all because they're trying to make it to the pros. The pros, they made it there. They already got
100% agree.
They're not trying as hard. Some of them are, yes. Some of them want the accolades. Like T.J. Watt, he gives it his all every single game. Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald. I mean, the hell,
but you're going to tell me that just because you're the fourth wide receiver on a roster, you're not going out there and giving your all every.
No, play? I never said that. I'm saying, but you're still giving it your all, but you're not going. I don't want to say.
I'd say the players that give it their all, high school and college, are the players that are going to make it.
Yeah,
90% of those kids that are going out there are not giving it their all. They're there to have fun. They're there so that they're there to do something.
Now, see, and I think
because there's so many people that just get hurt, and it hurts their longevity down the road. Not just for a sports thing, but this kid with a torn ACL, MCL, meniscus, whatever, all he hurt. This could long term affect him, regardless of the decision to play sports in the future at all. I mean, that can affect your walking for the rest of your life. I mean, I get a lot of people that have torn ACLs, MCLs, make full recoveries and then continue to play sports again. But, that's stuff that can really harm you in the future. Now, I get that's an injury that's really tough to prevent. A lot of times that's a hit from the side, your leg's bending the wrong way. That's a little different, but.
Yeah. And see, I do respectfully agree or disagree. I think it's the other way around. But that can be.
I mean, it's fine, and I don't think you're wrong. I think at every level of sport, you've got a different percentage of people that are giving it their all, and a different percentage of people that just don't give a crap.
Yeah.
I think it's just, again, I think at the high school level, you have less people that are trying. Because you have a very small percentage of people that want to go to college to play ball. And then even when you get to college, you have an even smaller percentage of people that are playing college ball that want to play in the NFL. So
I don't know. I feel like it could go either way. But anyhow, moving on from that, now we have college football.
Thursday, Backyard Brawl starts Thursday.
Woo! Wait, today Thursday, next Thursday?
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday. Anyhow,
college football prediction. How's that going to go?
College football, like you said, predictions this week. How many years has it been since the Backyard Brawl, Mark? Do you know?
I do not know. I do not. It's been a minute.
It has been a minute. It should be a good one, honestly. WVU and Pitt. Listen, I am a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, Pittsburgh Pirate, Pittsburgh Penguin.
You're about to say you're a WVU fan.
I am rooting for WVU this week. I am. I feel they're not closer to home, but I do like WVU better than Pitt.
I don't know. I wonder how Morgantown and Pittsburgh relate to here.
Oh, we're closer to Pittsburgh.
You think?
Oh, okay. I'll do it right here from my house.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would assume you are correct, but
Pittsburgh is 45 miles.
I guess Morgantown
6 minutes, and Morgantown is 52 miles.
Okay,
an hour and 25 minutes. So we're talking 15 minutes, 6 mile difference.
Well, see where Pitt is, because Pitt isn't. It's not located in downtown Pittsburgh, is it?
No, but they play at Heinz.
They play at Heinz Field.
Heinz Field, not Acrisure Stadium. Yes, Jason.
It's just like all the fans of the Indians. They called it Jake. It's always going to be Heinz Field.
Yeah, Jason.
The last time that they played in the Backyard Brawl was 2011, prior to next Thursday.
Okay, so it's not been 100 years like I was thinking it was.
No, but I mean it's been a rivalry for about that long. So
yeah, it's been 11 years since they've played it.
1895 was the first game.
Wow.
Who won the last one in 2011?
WVU.
Okay.
And my prediction of who wins this game, whoever's home. That's I don't know where it's at, but whoever's home. Huh?
It's in Pittsburgh.
Pitt's winning. That's it.
WVU has won the last 3 installments of the Backyard Brawl.
Well, I think that since it's been 11 years. It's been 11 years since they played. Yeah, and I would argue this is one of the most popular rivalries. I wouldn't call it one of the best rivalries, but I would definitely say it is one of the most popular rivalries.
It's a down and dirty rivalry.
It's for this area. It's a top rivalry. It's out of the valley. You know, it's not your Red River or
I think in this area, this is the rivalry. There's no other game to fans of the area that's more important than WVU and Pitt. Pittsburgh fans to me could care less about the Steelers Browns games, the Steelers Ravens games, the Penguins, the Flyers, whoever. They Backyard Brawl is this fan base area's thing.
Yeah, the Backyard Brawl is going to be good this year. I am rooting WVU. 2 reasons why I like them better than Pitt, and 2, because of their uniforms. My God, are they beautiful, guys. Have you seen them? They are all white, okay? The lettering is blue, all right? Inside the blue is the highway systems and the road network of West Virginia.
Really?
Yes, it's their...
Sure, it's literally called their Country Roads jersey. So.
Yes.
Awesome name. Terrible
concept,
probably in practice.
No, they're beautiful, James. You gotta look them up. Look,
they're actually pretty nice.
Selfless plug here, not for us. I will give them a free shout out. Uniswag on Instagram. This is probably the 2nd year in a row I've called them out. Go check them out.
It's probably 2nd week in a row. You call them out all the time.
Listen, uniforms are awesome. I love them. That's why I'm wearing my jersey that I just found. So
clearly, I hate them.
Yeah, Jason hates jerseys. But no, I'm pulling WVU in this one. Mark?
No, I said whoever's home team's winning. I'm sticking.
Who are you rooting for?
Oh, I mean, I don't know.
I know more people that went to WVU than went to Pitt. So, and West Virginia is where my mama lives. So I'm going to root for WVU.
There we go, James.
Okay, well, like my wife.
Give a shit though. I mean, I'd probably pull for WVU, but if Pitt won, I don't care.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah. I'm a very happy medium. I really don't care.
Ooh.
I like WVU. I do. I don't hate WVU at all. But again, I'm very indifferent. It's very much like though it's a pro sport, it's very much like when the Blue Jackets play the Penguins. I'm very indifferent on who wins.
I mean, WVU is also kind of like West Virginia's pro team too, because that the Black Bears or whatever, the AAA or whatever A for the Pirates baseball team that's in West Virginia doesn't count. So
wait, what?
Yeah, one of the farm teams. Yeah, one of the farm teams for the Pirates is in West Virginia somewhere. It's one of West Virginia's only professional teams outside of Wheeling.
Is it the minor league team? Yeah.
Moving on from WVU Pitt, I know there's a couple other top 25 games that day.
Not that day, but hey, speaking of another rivalry that has not happened in a long time, Ohio State plays Notre Dame for the first time in a very, very long time this season. It's not this coming week, but it's very, very shortly.
And before we move on, I'm just gonna tell you this: fuck you, Kyle. Ohio State's winning.
I think Ohio State's winning, and it's not going to be close.
Oh, I don't think it's going to be close either. They're going.
I'm saying 21 or more. I think.
Where is it? Is it in South Bend or is it in Columbus?
It's in Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Notre Dame does not deserve to be the number 5 team in the nation.
I think Notre Dame definitely deserves to be ranked. I don't know if 5 is the correct spot. No. I don't make those predictions.
Maybe 10.
Ohio State is going to stomp Notre Dame. It's not going to be close.
Quick Notre Dame opinion, real quick. So when there's inevitably 2 conferences and maybe like a half of a third conference in college football, where do you think Notre Dame's going? Do you think they're joining the Big Ten, or do you think they're going to bolster the ACC, Big 12, Pac-12 conglomeration?
I think Notre Dame, Ohio State's 2-year contract that they're playing each other in the home and home series. If it goes well, Notre Dame joins the Big Ten in 2024.
Because it'll draw money. I mean,
they're
the thing is like Notre Dame doesn't have to switch conferences in order to be recruited. That's why I think that schools like conferences like the ACC and the Big 12 are going to push to combine and really, really push to have a heavy hitter in there outside of Clemson and who else, because Big 12 lost their Big 2, so it's tough.
So I got a little bit of a hot take. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a close game. Ohio State's. I think Ohio State wins, but I think it'll be much closer than people think it will be. But as for who Notre Dame would join, I could totally 100% see them joining the Big Ten, simply because they're already in the Big Ten conference when it comes to hockey. So
where are they in for basketball?
ACC.
They're split.
Yeah, but you got to think hockey at Notre Dame is bigger than basketball.
Really? I think when I think of the reason I think Ohio State, the reason I think Notre Dame will join the Big Ten is because of football conferences in college. I would say the vast majority of people think of 2 conferences, the Big Ten and the SEC. And I really don't think that Notre Dame is interested in the SEC. I don't think they would compete as much as they can compete in the Big Ten. So I definitely think they're a Big Ten school, not an SEC.
Yeah, but I just see them as someone that all 3 other conferences are just going to really, really pull for, because they don't have to pull them from the Big Ten or the SEC. So I think they're going to do whatever they can to get the big one that's their shot to have money in the national or in the college football playoff, if it still remains 4 teams or 8 teams, or I mean, even so, like even if it is 8 teams, I mean, how many teams from that third theoretical conference are going to be in it? I mean, maybe 1, 2 at the most. It's going to be 3 and 3 or 4 and 2, like with the SEC and Big Ten. So I don't know. I feel like Notre Dame would be like really, really tempted to join that third conference.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ohio State's 15.5-point favorites going into this game.
Amanda brings up a really good point about Notre Dame. She says for years they usually play an ACC-dominated schedule, so she agrees with James that they'll probably join the ACC. She said, except a lot of years, I think last year was the exception, maybe 2 years ago. They normally play Michigan, but they haven't played Michigan for a few years. I think there was like a
COVID
issue or whatever. But yeah, so I think I know COVID was definitely a factor. But anyway, she has a good point. But I stand by what I said. I'm not going to retract that statement. 2024, Notre Dame in the Big Ten.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to join the SEC, and the only reason I say that is because it's like I'm also like picturing that theoretical third conference. If the Pac-12 or the ACC and Big 12 do not combine, like then that throws my entire argument out the window. And I would think they would join the Big Ten. I think if the Power 5 stays as it is and just tries to recruit like smaller schools in there, like to fill those voids, then I think it is what it is, and I think they go to the Big Ten. But but if they combine, then I think they're going to push what they can to compete and make like 3 big conferences.
Jason, do you have anything to say about Notre Dame, Ohio State before we move on real quick?
I pretty much just said everything already.
Real quick, I just thought we'd run through some of the more popular games for that week and just get our quick predictions because, I don't know what we'll be doing next week. Cincinnati, Arkansas seems like a pretty cool matchup on Saturday.
That's what I was just getting ready to check that because I'm checking out the rankings as well.
Yeah, I got the top 25 games or the top 25 ranked teams that are playing next weekend. So what do we think about Cincinnati, Arkansas? I think Cincy will pull. It's technically an upset. Cincinnati's 23, Arkansas's 19.
Arkansas by a field goal.
Fair enough. It's week 1. Crazy things are going to happen.
Oh yeah.
And I haven't followed anything with college football. I don't even know who the hell the starters are for Ohio State. If you told me to name Ohio State's starting wait, is it Stroud still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who did you say it was, Bo?
DJ Stroud.
He said Stroud.
Chase Stroud.
Isn't it Chase James Stroud?
That
was just me.
That's good. It could be what the C stands for.
Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yep.
He's a wide receiver.
Yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
I really need to start watching the Ohio State game.
I'm telling you what.
It's hard. It's very difficult here. But
I've wanted Green Bay in my lifetime. I've wanted Green Bay to go after 4 people. And they got one of the 4 so far. Jackson Smith-Njigba's number 5. So they got Josh Myers, the center. That's who they got. And I was like, we need a center. Get Josh Myers. And you're
talking Ohio State to Green Bay?
Yes.
Okay.
I tell you what'll be another.
I got 2. I got Ryan Shazier and Cam Hayward.
I got another game here though.
I mean, I've been very happy with these Ohio State pickups. Like obviously AJ Hawk. I didn't know AJ Hawk, Ohio State player. I kind of grew into really getting Green Bay. Wow, AJ Hawk was a Packers player. So,
yeah.
I mean, I probably would have pulled for him, but.
All right.
Anyway, we have that game, and then the last game I'll talk about is Kentucky and Miami of Ohio.
That's nowhere near what I was gonna say.
Dude, I think Kentucky and Miami of Ohio is gonna be a really cool game.
I mean, it'll be cool, but Kentucky's gonna beat Miami of Ohio. They're gonna blow them out of the water. I was gonna go with a better game, Georgia and Oregon.
Georgia's gonna win.
Week 1 of NFL football. We've got the Browns and the
Panthers.
Who in the fuck did the Steelers even play week 1? This is the first. Shut the hell up. How the hell? This is the first time in probably 15 fucking years I've not known the first at least 5 games of the schedule going into.
Oh, we play the Bengals.
Home or away?
Away.
I'll be damned. We're fucked because we play the Browns in Cleveland in week 3, don't we, on Thursday night?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh man, that is going to be a fun start to the schedule.
0-3,
here we come.
The only way you can watch NFL is on Amazon Prime, by the way.
Or go to Callahan's on 87th in Lenexa, Kansas. They will have it if they're not still remodeling at this fucking point.
I don't know. We might be Patriots.
Week 2 is Patriots.
I'm very jealous of you right now.
Why?
Because you can almost smell the Green Bay Packers from your house.
Why are they there?
Yeah, they're in Kansas City right now, playing. Right now, literally right this
is what? That is terrible because Len Dawson died on Tuesday. Man, and he has to, the KC better win this game with all they've got because you know what? Even though it's a preseason game, they've got to win it to avenge Len Dawson for his Super Bowl 1 loss.
Fair enough.
So The NFL is starting on September 8th, Thursday.
Smoke Green Bay.
We are opening it up. Bills versus Rams. Bills are going to win it.
Oh,
The Rams are going to be without Aaron Donald. He just tried to commit homicide in Cincinnati this morning.
What the fuck are you talking about? This is news to me.
He pulled a Myles Garrett and pulled 2 helmets off and was swinging them like a madman. Yeah. You haven't seen the videos?
No, but Mark's laughing, so I feel like I'm being punked.
No, I swear to God, go look on Twitter.
No, I don't care.
No idea.
Aaron Donald.
Could you imagine helmet dent, not on one side, but on 2 sides?
I saw an article that said fight breaks out at joint practice, and I saw the Bengals helmets, and I was like, huh, that seems crazy. A lot of fights have happened at joint practices this year, and apparently that was Aaron Donald.
Because they always happen.
Yeah.
That's why joint practices are bad ideas.
So they're a great
unless
idea.
you have 2 very, very mellow teams that just don't ever play each other, which the Bengals and the Rams don't, but why would you replay the Super Bowl teams? Why would you replay the Super Bowl teams?
Exactly.
There's still a lot of bad blood there.
Exactly.
But
here's my thing. The NFL is going to keep doing it because every time this happens, it blows up on social media, which gives them exposure. So,
which
they'll
the NFL
never
is
stop doing it.
One like media corporation that doesn't need extra exposure because it just always has. I mean, over 50% of this country watches the NFL halfway consistently to where they root for a team every Sunday.
So
over half.
Next week, we're going with our way too early to predict Super Bowl picks.
Yeah.
Now we're going to move on to our draft this week. We're doing a draft. It's back, and it is the best sports traditions. Draft order as randomized beforehand. Number 1, Jason. 2, James. 3, Mark. And last but not least, me. All right? As always, type them in the chat, and let's get rolling. Jason.
With my first pick, I am very proud to select whiteouts / rally towels.
God. Number 2 for me is Script Ohio.
Well,
yeah,
that wasn't going to be my number 1 though.
Well, that was on my list, but it wasn't in my top 5. In honor of Mr. Leroy Butler, who just got inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame, the guy who invented it, the Lambeau Leap.
Yeah, makes sense. All right. I am going to take the terrible towel.
All right.
It's awesome. I don't know where mine's at. I just went to the Pro Football Hall of Fame and bought one recently, another one. Don't know where it's at, but it's in my house somewhere. All right. And number 4, or with number 5 pick, I am going to take, personally, this isn't a professional thing. This is one of my favorite things to witness at a sporting event. It is the Iowa Hawkeyes wave to the Children's Hospital.
That was on my list.
Yep,
mine too.
Absolutely amazing to see happen.
With the 6th pick, this is more of something that means more to Bo and I, because we're really the only 2 that watch golf. That is getting a green jacket at the Masters.
Yeah, that's a good one. Jamesy dear.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah, we're back to you.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking of jackets, you just gave me another idea. I'm going to do the gold jacket at the Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Even though it's not good enough for Deion, apparently, which Deion Sanders is a player, amazing, is a person, is a fucking lunatic. 7, Hall of Fame, gold jacket. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 8, I am going with the handshake line after a playoff series in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Yep. 4, 5, 6, or 7 games, doesn't matter. You go to war and you shake hands after.
Honestly, I like the team.
It's done for years and years, and there's a really cool picture of Maurice Richard and somebody else. I do not know the name off the top of my head, but they are shaking hands at center ice, and their sweaters, their faces are all beat up and cut up, and they're standing there and they're shaking hands. And it gives me chills talking about it. It's one of the most iconic pictures of all time in sports. So, yeah, handshake line after playoff series.
I love the teams that do it through the regular season, too. Like, I like the teams that – isn't there only 2 teams that do it every game, no matter what, like win or lose, they do the handshake line?
They do it after like they do it after like the Winter Classics and stuff.
Okay.
And like all the outdoor games, they do it.
I thought it was just by like two specific teams. I thought Boston was one of them, and I thought that another team did it all the time too, but maybe not.
Speaking of outdoor games, number 9, it's the Winter Classic.
That's
January 1st, outdoors every year. It has
the Winter Classic always a New Year's game? New Year's Day?
Yeah, New Year's Day. I think this year it's actually January 2nd, so scratch that. But nonetheless, the Penguins are participating in it this year, so that'll be fun to see.
Where's that?
You guys want to go to
Fenway Park.
Oh,
I'd love to go to Boston.
Dude, I'll go to Fenway.
Winter Classic started in 2008 with Pittsburgh and Buffalo and the snow falling down. I remember watching that game with my family, and just amazing. So Winter Classic, by far, number 9. Move on, number 10.
For 10, I pick between the third and fourth quarter at every Ohio State game, home game. Yep. They play a certain song about about a sleazy woman from Steubenville, Ohio, called "Hang On."
Number 11 that no one I figure would pick, even if we did a list of 50. One of the coolest traditions that everyone that has ever won the Indy 500 except one person has done is drink milk after you win the Indy 500. Only one person has not done it. I can't remember who he was, but he owned orange groves in Florida and refused to drink milk. He drank orange juice.
What a badass. Oh, I love that. Orange juice is so much better than milk.
Even lactose intolerant people have at least put it to their lips and just let it run down their face so they get the picture.
Or drink some sort of lactose-free milk or something just for the sake of doing it. Yeah.
Well, now they've got 142 different kinds of milk. So
I'm gonna go with the number 12 pick. I am taking Jump Around, Wisconsin. Yep. See, a lot of mine are college football centric because I love college football. So number 13, personal favorite of mine. Oh, did I spell that wrong? I think I did. The pierogi race at the end.
I do like the pierogi race.
Who's your favorite one?
Jalapeno Hannah. No, not even a question.
It is.
Shut your mouth, Jalapeno Hannah.
Are we all on different teams for this?
Who are you?
Mine is fucking something that I don't even like.
Are you sauerkraut
Saul?
Sauerkraut Saul?
I love sauerkraut Saul because he's red.
Jalapeno Hannah's got the little purple purse.
No, sauerkraut Saul is the white color, so that's sauerkraut's the only one of those I wouldn't eat, which is weird for me to cheer for. But sauerkraut Saul,
Jason, you got to have an opinion on this.
Or sorry, sauerkraut Saul. There we go. I'm losing my yin. Sauerkraut Saul.
I do not have an opinion on it.
Come on.
For sticking with baseball, though,
Bacon Burt.
I have to go with what happens at every baseball game you will ever attend, hopefully for the rest of your life, and that is, ladies and gentlemen, the 7th inning stretch.
Hate it.
Does that include take me out to the ball game?
Yes, of course.
I do enjoy going to a game, having some drinks, hanging out with the guys, and being belligerent, singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
That's fun.
I always like when they have a little cookie. That was sports.
I can't stand how far behind the words are to the music. It doesn't.
But is it the people that are rushing it, or is it the music that's off?
It's the music and the little bouncy.
Okay, so that's something they can control. That's stupid.
Add up.
Yep, that's dumb.
Yeah, I hate that. That is the reason I hate it.
The only reason I'm picking this is because it is the only trophy in the Big Five that is the same trophy, being the Stanley Cup. I like how the Stanley Cup is consistent with, again, there are 3 technically, but there's one championship one that each one that they hold up. And the fact that it's the same trophy, that to me has to be a sports tradition. If it's not, you guys can all overrule me, but I love it.
I like it.
I agree. That's a good one.
All right.
How many more picks?
So this next one could be a little controversial. I don't know yet because I don't technically know if it's considered a tradition. I'm counting it as one. Marching bands.
Yeah.
College
I wasn't going to
marching
pick it,
bands.
so I don't give a fuck.
Just marching bands in general, I think, just adds so much to a football game, and which is part of the reason why I prefer college more than I do the NFL. I think it adds so much to it. You know, your team scores and you hear the fight song play, and it's just, it kind of takes you back a little to high school, you know, going to high school football games and hearing the band play and all that. And I love it. I've always loved it. So number 16, marching bands. Number 17, storming the field / court.
That's another good one. Damn, Jason, you're on it tonight.
This is a good draft.
Yeah.
I love when teams do this. Like it always happens for the big games, and like
it's something I've always wanted to do, but I would never in a million years have the balls to start.
Technically, I've done it. It was in high school, but I've technically done it.
I did it for a Westlake Jesuit game.
I've never even attended a game where it's happened.
The Westlake Jesuit game that I stormed the court on was when we beat them in the playoffs.
Oh, okay.
In the actual tournament.
I will say that the two times that I've seen teams storm the court, they've been like storybook endings, and they've been so beautiful. Was just last season, Texas A&M beating Alabama on the walk-off field goal, and the video of the kicker's girlfriend, fiance, whatever. She's yelling, and she puts her head down, and then she looks up as the ball goes through the field goal. She jumps over, jumps down on the field, takes off running.
That's cute.
It's awesome. Like,
and then the Iron Bowl when Alabama kicked off and Auburn ran it all the way back. And
yep.
Wait, they stormed on the kickoff?
No. Alabama kicked off to Auburn with like 6 seconds left in the game. Auburn ran it all the way back.
How the fuck am I just hearing about this?
Never heard about this?
That was years ago, dude.
That was years ago.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was this year. Maybe I just didn't know.
It was years ago, but that was one. Like they ran it back to win the game, and Auburn stormed the field on their own field. Like it was beautiful.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, okay. Rings for the championship. I absolutely love that because I'm a big fucking jewelry nerd. I love seeing cool ass designs, even though technically, like the conference championships for a lot of sports give rings, which are kind of like the loser rings because you don't ever wear those in public. But like, I'd love the fact that you get rings. And when I was looking at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the display that I was at the longest was looking at all the Super Bowl rings. I just like looking at every one. I like how they've gotten much, much cooler as time has gone on. I think the Steelers,
LA's ring from this year comes apart.
No
inside,
shit.
It's part of
the ring design is. You should look at it after this. Is the stadium? You can look inside and you can see the scoreboard hanging and everything, and then it comes off. And inside the top of the ring is a piece of the ball that was used on their last drive of the game.
That's insanity. That is absolutely fucking incredible.
Yeah,
that's a shit that I live for.
They didn't have that. They had their ring there, but they didn't have it open like that to see it when I was there weeks ago. But I wish that was really cool. Like, I agree with James. Seeing the amount of diamonds and everything that are in each ring. Mark, give us your last pick.
Even though they are a NFC North rival, one of the coolest things I've ever watched is the skull clap from the Minnesota Vikings.
Have you seen that in person?
No, I'm just obviously I've seen tons of videos of on field people recording it and all kinds of stuff. I mean,
the Chiefs drum is really cool, but I feel like you have to see. I feel like you have to see one of those things in person in order to pick it.
Skull claps, awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. You've never seen it.
With the last pick of this draft, I might end up getting disowned by my mother-in-law. All right, I am picking Clemson. I'm picking their entrance, all coming down, touching the rock that is brought from Death Valley, California. They all touch the rock, and then they run down the hill. Have you never seen their entrance, James?
What the hell's the purpose of a rock from Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina?
Is that their stadium name is Death Valley?
Yes.
That sounds like a stretch. That sounds like they were naming their stadium after something extravagant, and then
no. So the original head coach was from California. He brought this rock with him, and I'm talking. This rock used to be huge. Now it's gotten a lot smaller. People broke in and chipped pieces of it off. It's under lock and key, like security now. But they all, every single player touches it. They run down the field. They jump. It's insane. It's electric. It's awesome. I personally have a couple honorable mentions myself.
Same.
I have Virginia Tech's entrance to Enter Sandman.
Oh, yep. I got that one on my list.
Yep. I have LSU calling Baton Rouge and them playing Neck, but that's besides the point.
Let the band play Neck, baby.
Yes. And fourth and finally for me is Alabama Dixieland Delight.
Oh, that's a better song. That's a great song. Terrible School.
I have one more. I lied. I don't know how, James. You and I did not pick this for this.
Yeah, Renegade. Because I don't love the tradition.
Oh,
honestly, that was the second one when I said, "Oh, I have two." That's what I was thinking of, but I ended up thinking of better ones in between.
So I'll just go in reverse order, I guess, of our drafting. Bo took one of my honorable mentions. So my other three, one is probably just a Packers thing. All of the Green Bay Packers players ride bicycles to training camp every morning when they're at training camp. And they always have like a little kid brings their bike. That kid gets to carry the helmet and talk to the player. And it's probably only 300 yards. 400 yards at most from they go from the stadium to the training facility. Really cool tradition. The other one is the Haka, which I know. The Haka is my other one. I know Hawaii football team. They're the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, or just the Warriors now, I think. Does it before every game. They did one before the Ohio State game a couple years ago. They played.
Have you ever watched the New Zealand All Blacks do one before their?
I was just going to say New Zealand does it when they're playing.
We
rugby.
Never did anything international. I'll be damned. I would have picked Liverpool Football Club's of "You Never Walk Alone" because that is such a damn it. That would have honestly probably been my second pick.
That's a good one.
And then my last one, I think.
Shit, I never thought of that.
Jason will disown me as his brother-in-law for saying this. But to me, this is cooler than the Stanley Cup. The entrance walk of the Lombardi Trophy after the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl champion, and they get that huge line of people. It's awesome. The Lombardi Trophy walk from the winning team's player entrance, which I didn't know was a thing, and it always comes out of the winning team's locker room. So whoever it is, they just kind of direct the tunnel that direction. And fans and families and players, and it's awesome. I think that is so much cooler as of a presentation than the Stanley Cup. Now, the Stanley Cup definitely harder, definitely a more historic trophy, but the Lombardi Trophy walk, Jason.
So this one kind of surprised no one said anything, but shout out to Kyle, play like a champion today.
Oh yeah, smacking a sign.
Yeah, he's smacking the sign in Notre Dame.
Ohio State slaps a sign. That's not a real tradition. Fuck you, Kyle.
I think Notre Dame for sure is. For Notre Dame for sure is to play like a champion to play sign for sure.
I don't give a shit. I like Notre Dame. I don't have anything against them, but
day with the Stanley Cup, I think is
that's an awesome one. I honestly would have picked that. I'd probably overhang on Sloopy.
Championship parades in general.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Are awesome. Detroit throwing the octopus on the ice.
Yep.
Nashville throwing the catfish. The Columbus Blue Jackets cannon.
The cannon. Damn, those are all really good.
Tampa Bay.
Mark picked the skull clap. Gee.
That will conclude our draft. That will also conclude the episode for this evening. Mr. Cephas, are you ready now if I ask you where they can find us?
I'm ready, Captain.
All right. Hey, where can they find us?
You can follow us along on our social medias. We got Instagram. We got Twitter. We're mostly active on our Facebook page, so give that a follow. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Anchor. And last but not least, you can watch us. This video right here that you are watching right now or listening to, it's on the YouTube channel. It's on the
Please,
YouTube channel.
no more. I can only spare one more finger.
No, that's it.
Okay,
that's
cool.
it.
8th.
And make sure,
Yep.
make sure when you get on YouTube, you click the like button, you hit subscribe, and you make sure you get that little notification bell on.
That's bad. That's bad.
No.
Bad one.
You ruined it. You're fired.
Well, I really did. I was trying.
Get off my podcast.
That was a good one. Here, we're good. That was good.
Hey!
Get off my podcast, he says.
Get off my podcast.
All right, so we'll be back here same time, same place next week with some more bullshitting. We might talk about-
Well, I mean, it's not gonna be bullshit. It's gonna be great stuff for a little bit of a good quality soft landing next week, ladies and gentlemen.
It's gonna come in nice and soft.
We're actually gonna somewhat plan it. So.
Nice and soft. There ain't gonna be no deep impact. It's gonna be a little soft landing.
No craters. No craters are gonna be no craters are gonna be paused.
Before we sign off here, I just
Jason,
have
your
to say,
comment.
Jason has posted in the chat that for those of you that none of you get to listen to the after.
Okay, we don't have to go into it. I'm talking about after.
No, we definitely have to go into it a little bit.
We got to call it out, though.
Yeah, so Jason said in our chat, just for reference, he said, before Bo takes a poop, I have something to say. For those of you that don't understand, I'm not sure how many episodes we've released. At least.
This is episode 30.
Really?
Okay, so.
We did not mention this. This was episode 30.
Oh, my. I'm there for the anniversary almost.
At least 28 of those. As soon as we hit end recording, we all do our
We've had a couple fun hour afters, but
yeah, I mean, literally, I'm not exaggerating. 28 of them, Bo's immediately after ending the recording, guys, I gotta poop.
Bucket Boyd is a fitting nickname.
Bucket Boyd is
all right. Let's wrap this up so Jason can tell us what he has to do.
And Bo actually has to shit. So
hey, Bo, you got to poop now.
All right, guys. We'll see you same time.